Hi guys, so today I am filming a how to make your makeup last all day long video. I feel like I look really gothic right now. I know I'm probably gonna get questions. I am wearing Court K on my lips, the Kylie lip kit. But anyways, that's not what this video is about. So I wanted to make a video about how to make your makeup last all day long because I do get questions all the time asking what primers do I use, how do I make my makeup last all day long, what translucent powders or setting powders I use, setting sprays, eye primers, and all that stuff. So I thought I would just kind of condense it all into one video and basically just kind of explain what I do. Now, I wear my makeup for a long time. I wear my makeup literally all day long, all the time, because I'm always doing something. I usually do my makeup around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I don't take my makeup off until like 2 in the morning, and my makeup does last all day long. For the most part, there are some days that obviously it doesn't, but this is the products that I use, and I have been trying different things out pretty much all the time, especially for the last couple of months, because I know I was using a certain primer with the foundation that I always use, which is the Too Faced Born This Way, and the primer that I was using obviously wasn't right and wasn't working for my skin or anything for that matter. It would literally make my makeup break apart, and I would literally just touch my face and you would see foundation on my hands, and I would set it and everything, and it still wasn't working. So once I started using these products, I really did notice that my makeup does last all day long, and I especially noticed it when I use these setting sprays now. So there are some days where I don't need my makeup to last and I don't use everything here, but the primers and stuff I do use every single day. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started, and yeah. So the first thing that I want to talk about is, let's just go in order of how I do my makeup. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is eye primer. Now, I get a lot of questions on what eye primer I use because my eyeshadow usually doesn't budge. Before I use this product, I never really noticed any significant difference when I use any eye primers for that matter. I really just never saw like extreme, like, I don't know, like a difference, I guess. And it wasn't until I used this primer where I was like, wow, eye primers actually do something. So this is the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. Everyone talks about this, and it's for a reason. It really does work. It really does make your eyeshadow last, and I don't really have a problem with my eyeshadow like losing pigment and stuff like that because my eyelids are pretty dry. I do have dry skin, so keep that in mind when I'm mentioning these products too. So I do have dry skin and I do have really dry eyelids, and this doesn't dry out my eyelids, and I do know that people with oily eyelids do like this as well. So my problem for eyeshadow at least is I kind of have like a slight hooded lid, I would say. It's not extreme, but I do have a lot of problems with any kind of shimmery eyeshadow transferring into my crease. It's just because of my eye shape and my crease, I guess, and this really does help that. If you've watched my tutorials, you always see me put this on before I put any shimmery eyeshadow on, and sometimes it does not let it transfer whatsoever, and then other times it just kind of depends what eyeshadow I'm using, but it still will transfer into the crease kind of, but it really does help it not as bad as it used to be. Like it would just be in my crease and it would be pointless like for my look. So I really do think that this eye primer does work. I believe it is, I'm not sure how much it is. I will link everything down in the description box, but I really recommend this eye primer. It is so good, and it does kind of get tacky, so that really helps for the eyeshadows to stick to it as well. So the next thing, I think that this is like the greatest product in the entire world. I use it in every single video. Nikki Tutorials talked about this first, and it just like blew up, and it's literally so good. This is the Nivea Post Shea Balm in Sensitive. I'm not too sure if there's any other ones. I haven't seen any other ones other than the one in Sensitive, but it's just so good. I really noticed my makeup lasting so much longer when I started using this. I swear by this now. I tell everyone to buy it, and it's just so good. Now, the way that I that, I mean, you're supposed to, not supposed to, but the way that I would recommend to apply it is to take just a little bit. You don't need too much because it is pretty, not watery, but it is very liquidy, so it spreads out all over your face. So once you kind of feel it when you're rubbing in, it does kind of get tacky and kind of hard to rub in. So that's when you want to apply your foundation to your face. Because it does get tacky, it does give your foundation something to stick on and it lasts all day long. This does have glycerin in it, and most primers do have glycerin in it because that's what makes it stick to it and last all day long. So this comes with 3.3 ounces. This is like $5 at Target. Most primers have 1 ounce in it, and if this was like an actual beauty product, I'm pretty sure this would be like $60 to $80. It's also glass too, so yeah, I think this is such an amazing product. I highly recommend this. I probably recommend this more than anything. I really did start noticing a difference when I used this in my routine. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about, you don't have to use this specific powder, but I highly recommend it. This is the RCMA No Color powder. It is not translucent. Translucent still does have pigment. I believe it's not like, I mean, translucent powders will give you a flashback. This does not, since it does have no color. But I know that a lot of people like the Laura Mercier powder, and I have not tried that one myself. I feel like it's too expensive for a powder, in my opinion. But this one, I'm not sure how much it is anymore. I know it used to be $10, but I think because Kathleen Lights talked about it and it just like blew up, and since it was so cheap, it was sold out everywhere. And I believe they raised the prices to $12 now, but I'm not too sure. I will link everywhere that I know that you can buy it from. I'm pretty sure it's out of stock, but I will leave the websites down below where you can find them. So this powder, like I was saying earlier, I do have dry skin, so I usually stay away from powders in general. The only one that I've really noticed that doesn't really make me too matte or overly dry is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural Powder that I use. But this one does not either. This one does not dry out my face, but it does keep you matte. And even though I do have dry skin, I do like having a matte face sometimes. I like to set my under eyes with this. It is the best thing I ever used for my under eyes. It really does not let them crease, because by the end of the day I will notice creasing under my eyes, and when I use this, about 95% of the time my under eyes don't crease. I have also used this to set my whole face. I don't do it all the time, but I have, and it really does help prolong my makeup and like my foundation and stuff. So I like to press this in with a beauty blender, and I will put a clip, and that really helps push the product into where you want to put it. I also really recommend, if you have the problem that I do where I get really creasy in my laugh lines, press this sucker into your laugh lines and it will not let them crease. That is like my biggest problem and my biggest pet peeve about makeup is, I don't know if I laugh too much or I smile too much, but I do get creasing in this area. And with this, I have noticed that it helps tremendously. So I highly recommend this powder, and I have used this on clients as well. If you are a makeup artist, this is like the best powder to keep in your kit because it has no color. You can literally use it on every single skin tone, and since I do have dry skin, it doesn't make me overly dry, so I can use it on dry skin clients, but I do know people that are oily, it does keep them matte all day long. So yes, RCMA No Color Powder is the bomb. The last thing that I'm going to talk about are some sprays, and this is a primer and a finishing spray. I want to really talk about the finishing spray though. I haven't really noticed, since I do use the Nivea Post Shea Balm as a primer, I don't know if this really does help, but I like to use them in combination. Now these are the Skindinavia Makeup Primer and Finishing Sprays. These were sent to me, but I literally, like, if you watch me on Snapchat, you'll know, like, I talked about this. It seriously made my makeup last all day long. I specifically tried this with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation because with that foundation, even though I am dry, for some reason it does make me a little oily right here. I love that foundation. It's like my favorite high-end foundation. And I don't mind getting a little oily sometimes because my skin is so dry. I'm like, okay, I look dewy and that's fine. But this one is the oil control one. I don't really have oil, but they do have one, I believe, that is just the simple, normal finishing spray. But this one is a fine mist, oil-free, and paraben-free. And it says that it helps make your makeup last for 16 hours. Now, I didn't try it for 16 hours, but I believe I did try that one for about 12 hours, and it really did help my makeup last, and it didn't let me get that oily kind ofness that I get right here and on my chin as well. It really does act as like a hairspray for your face, even though that sounds very weird. It's not that weird because I know a lot of dancers and cheerleaders that do that. They actually do hairspray their face and it helps make your makeup last. But putting hairspray on your face isn't as good as actually putting something that is made for your face on your face. So I really, really recommend this. I know they are kind of pricey. They are $35, I believe, but I use these on all my clients now. And I feel like this is like the best setting spray I've ever used. I feel like before, I never really saw that big of a difference with setting sprays. Like, yeah, I made my makeup last, but not like anything too crazy. I would still kind of notice little things here and there, but I really do believe that this is like the best setting spray. And I believe so many people talk about this too. Like, it is one of the best. I know Urban Decay setting spray, the all-nighter setting spray, is made by Skindinavia. I know that on the back it says Urban Decay all-nighter by Skindinavia or something, and I think that one is $30. This one is $35. I'm not sure if they sell any smaller ones than this. I believe this is the smaller one. This is the 4 ounce, and these ones are $35. But I just spray this all over my face, and it really does help to lock in everything on your face. Plus, I love using setting sprays to kind of make everything look like your skin, if that makes sense. So yeah, so that is pretty much it. Those are the 4 things that I have for you guys to help you guys prolong your makeup. I hope that these little tips and tricks help you, and if you try these products or know anything else that helps prolong your makeup, leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear more so I could try more things to help my makeup last. So if you guys liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I also want to say thank you guys what am I doing with my hands? Thank you guys so much for 3,000 subscribers. I honestly, like, it hit me out of nowhere. I didn't even realize that it happened. But thank you guys so much. I love you guys for all your support and love that you give me all the time. And I'm just so grateful for everything. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.